Toyota's early electric efforts failed. The 2026 BZ Woodland is the correction. This is the manufacturer's first electric midsize wagon, engineered to establish a viable reality in the current market. It represents a strict departure from previous strategy, demanding a clinical look at the architecture, the physical capabilities, and the exact mathematics of its execution to determine its true operational value.
This vehicle exists through Subaru engineering integration. Developed jointly by both automakers, the resulting structure abandons the traditional, towering SUV shape. Instead, it adopts the practical, elongated proportions of an Outback-style wagon, optimizing aerodynamics without sacrificing interior utility. This collaboration is a highly calculated move, fusing Subaru's legacy of structural pragmatism with modern electric propulsion to create a highly specific tool for a specific demographic.
Analyze the physical footprint. The precise dimensions establish a strict, mid-size reality. By mirroring the footprint of a traditional Subaru Outback, it secures familiar maneuverability and garageability, bypassing the bloated mass of modern electric SUVs. You are looking at a platform engineered to navigate dense urban environments just as efficiently as it handles open highway transit, maintaining a strict discipline in its spatial requirements.
The structural foundation is dictated by a 112.2-inch wheelbase. In an electric architecture, pushing the wheels to the absolute corners achieves two critical objectives. First, it maximizes interior passenger volume by extending the usable cabin space. Second, it dictates a highly balanced weight distribution across the heavy floor-mounted battery pack, fundamentally altering the center of gravity and stabilizing the vehicle's dynamic response on the road. Underneath, it maintains 8.4 inches of ground clearance. This is not engineered for aggressive rock crawling. It is engineered specifically for real-world usability, navigating rutted dirt roads, clearing steep driveway approaches, and driving through deep snow. It preserves the core utility you demand in the segment without incurring the massive aerodynamic tag of a lifted off-road truck. The exterior design carries specific visual choices. Thick, unpainted plastic cladding wraps the wheel arches and extends down to the bumpers. This projects an adventure-ready aesthetic while effectively resisting trail scratches and parking lot abrasions. Moving to the rear, you will find asymmetric tailgate badging. BZ sits on one side, while Woodland is placed on the opposite side, a disjointed layout inherited from earlier corporate naming strategies that were never fully synthesized.
Section 1. The interface. The cabin geometry introduces distinct physical quirks that require cognitive adaptation. The gauge cluster is deeply recessed, forcing a sightline over the steering wheel, not through it. The gear selector is a mechanical push and twist dial. Most notably, there is zero glove box. The traditional passenger side storage void is absolute. That cubic volume has been reallocated entirely to passenger knee clearance and structural cross bracing. With the glove box eliminated, storage is strictly centralized. The wide center console features a double-hinged lid granting equal, unhindered access to both the driver and the passenger. Below this primary compartment rests a secondary storage tier and dual wireless phone chargers, allowing two devices to power up simultaneously. You will also locate rare physical inputs here, including a dedicated headlight washer button for maintaining visibility in severe weather conditions. The center stack is dominated by a 14-inch infotainment display. Crucially, the software locks the climate controls to the bottom edge of the screen at all times. You will never dig through nested menus to adjust cabin temperature, effectively reducing your visual distraction and cognitive load. Furthermore, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration is standard, bridging your mobile ecosystem seamlessly into the vehicle's native hardware. In the second row, the electric skateboard architecture yields a perfectly flat cabin floor, completely eliminating the legacy driveline hump and unlocking genuine legroom for a center passenger. Occupants receive heated seats and dual USB-C charging ports. For the driver, a digital rearview mirror is integrated, guaranteeing an unobstructed, camera-fed rear sightline even when the cargo hold is packed to the ceiling with gear. Section 2. The math. I am not telling you what to buy. I am telling you what the math will do if you ignore it. Baseline cargo volume behind the second row measures exactly 33.8 cubic feet. This is your everyday usability metric, easily swallowing large grocery runs, multiple hardshell suitcases, or a large canine crates without compromising rear passenger seating. It is a highly functional space designed for daily operational demands. Trigger the mechanical seat drop latches mounted directly in the cargo walls, and that volume expands instantly. Maximum cargo capacity with the rear row folded reaches 74.9 cubic feet.
Mathematically, this transforms the passenger cabin into a highly capable cargo hold, matching boxier, less efficient SUVs in sheer utility while maintaining a superior aerodynamic profile. The rear cargo area integrates a 120-volt household power outlet for running external equipment, alongside a dedicated subfloor storage cavity for securing charging cables. However, you must factor in a structural limitation regarding the vehicle's packaging. There is no front trunk. All storage utility is confined strictly to the rear hemisphere of the vehicle. Power delivery originates from a dual-motor all-wheel drive system producing 375 horsepower. That is a substantial output figure for a vehicle in this utilitarian class. It provides immediate, linear torque delivery that transforms highway merging and high-speed passing maneuvers from a calculated risk into a simple, effortless physical action. That power translates to a 0 to 60 acceleration time of exactly 4.4 seconds. Make no mistake, that is an unusually violent rate of speed for a mid-size family wagon. It underscores the inherent performance advantage of electric propulsion, completely eliminating the transmission lag and engine spooling found in internal combustion equivalents. Here is the critical mathematical penalty. On standard low-rolling resistance tires, the rating is 281 miles of range. Equip the optional all-terrain tires, and while you gain extra sidewall compliance for rough roads, you increase tire drone and drastically increase rolling friction, dropping the range to 260 miles. That is a 21-mile penalty for aesthetics and minor off-road capability. Contrast that 260-mile reality against the broader market. The baseline for direct modern competitors is currently holding at 300-plus miles. Operating at a 40-mile deficit requires stricter route planning and a heavier reliance on public charging infrastructure. If you demand long-distance, cross-country endurance, range remains the definitive weak point of this platform. Evaluating the financials requires looking at the tiers. The entry point for the base trim requires a starting capital investment of roughly $45,300. Stepping up the ladder to the premium trim elevates the purchase price to $47,400. You must calculate if the utility gained justifies the financial delta between the two configurations. That extra $2,100 capital for the premium package secures specific, tangible hardware upgrades. The premium tier integrates an upgraded JBL audio system, a sweeping panoramic glass roof that fundamentally alters cabin lighting, ventilated front seats for thermal regulation in hot climates, and the aforementioned digital rearview mirror. The warranty math breaks down into standard industry terms, effectively capping your long-term ownership risk. You receive 3 years or 36,000 miles of basic coverage, and 5 years for the powertrain. The high-voltage battery architecture is backed by federal mandate for 8 years or 100,000 miles. Notably, complimentary scheduled maintenance is included for the first 2 years, entirely hedging your early ownership operating costs. Section 3. Market Position Verdict. The purchase logic is dictated entirely by your operational priority. If your primary demand is Outback-style wagon practicality paired with the instant torque of real electric power, this is a highly competent, specialized tool. Conversely, if your absolute priority is maximum highway range or sharper, sports-oriented handling dynamics, redirect your capital toward the Chevy Blazer EV or the Honda Prologue. This is a solid, practical, well-engineered electric wagon. It is not exciting, but it will execute exactly what a daily-use family electric vehicle is designed to do. The variable you must calculate is this. In a market obsessed with 300-mile range figures, is everyday practicality enough to secure your investment?